Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. We'll get started in just a few moments. And let me know who's here by dropping your name in the chat. And let me know if you can hear me okay. Hey, Latanya. Well, I guess you can hear me if you responded. Whoop, whoop. We'll get started in 2 minutos. Awesome. Whew. Looks like it's going to rain again. That's okay. There's a change of pace. This too shall pass. I hope y'all having a good evening so far. We had to push the time back just a little today. Had something come up. We're glad you are here to dedicate some time to yourself. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening. Hey, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining, Meredith. All right, we are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining me for yoga and meditation on Atlanta Track Club's The Distance. This is your place to stay active while social distancing. And we have a plethora of resources throughout the week, so make sure you join one of our other sessions in the mornings at 8 a.m. Today's yoga and meditation session is, like we always have, is focused on asanas or poses as well as breathing and meditation. So as you know, there's lots of ways to cross-train when it comes to running and walking. So I couldn't see the entire message. I'm so sorry. um, so we do cross training in order to elongate our muscles, change up our routines, but with yoga in particular, it elongates your muscles, but it also helps to help regulate and calm down your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the part of our nervous system that determines fight or flight. And it's really great to be able to calm that system down because not only it regulates hormones, but other processes in our bodies. So we always want to maintain some balance when we're taking care of ourselves. So we'll get started. And just to let you know, this is a 30-minute session, so we'll spend more time on the asanas, a little less time today on breathing and meditation. But typically a yoga class is 50 minutes or more, and we have an abbreviated session. So just remember that as we go through our poses today. And please let me know if you have any questions. I'll hang around afterwards as well. So we'll get started. So you can come to a comfortable seat and close your eyes. And leave the last place that you were, if it was your living room, your dining room, or your kitchen, and become present in this time and space right now. Transition to your yoga practice. And think about what you'd like to dedicate this time to. If it's for yourself or for someone else or something to focus on, pinpoint what you want to focus or dedicate this session to. And once you've done that, we're going to take a deep inhale in through the mouth, only to exhale. And when you take that next inhale, think about all those things that build you up, that bring you joy. And when you exhale, think about those things that do not serve you and let them go. One more inhale. Breathe in joy. Exhale those things that do not serve you. And open your eyes. You're going to come to tabletop position, hands and knees on your mat, facing the front of your mat. And we're going to do some easy stretches. So we're going to outstretch our right leg, toes down on the mat. Stretch out our hip flexor. Might feel in your calf. And then bend that right knee down to meet your left knee. Same thing on the left side. Outstretch that left leg. Might want to move around just a little bit gently, just warming up our bodies. We'll bring the left leg down. One more time with the right leg out, stretch it towards the back of your mat. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders to properly support you. Bring the right knee down. Left knee goes back, up. Outstretched left leg. You can lean back into those toes so you can feel the stretch a little bit more. And then bring that left leg back in. So we're going to bring our right foot in between our hands at the front of the mat. And you might move your left knee back just a little bit. Bring your right hand across your right foot. So you're on the same side as your left hand. And we're in lizard. So you have your toenails down or toenails up on that left foot. And just going to let gravity pull your torso to the floor. It doesn't matter where you're at. The idea is just so you can feel it in your hip. This is a hip opener. And feel the stretch. Remember to breathe deeply. And as you exhale, you might even find yourself sinking lower. You can also lean your right knee out to the side if that feels good to you and enhances your stretch. Remember, you don't want to feel pain. You just want to feel a stretch in those muscles. And then you're going to bring the sole of your right foot back on the mat. You're going to drag your right foot so your right knee comes back down on the mat to meet your left. And we'll do the same thing on the left side. Draw your left foot in between both of your hands. You may need to shift your right knee back just a little for lizard on the left side. You may want to even move your left foot out to the mat, or you can keep it in the center. But you're going to bring that left hand inside of your left foot. And you're going to let gravity take it away. Remember, you can lean that left knee out if you like, bringing your left sole off the mat, completely up to you. You also might find that one side is more flexible than the other. That's normal. Just pay attention to it. Remember to breathe. And breathe from your belly, not your chest. Let your belly expand. Then if the sole of your left foot is off the mat, bring it back on the mat. You're going to draw your left foot back to meet your right so you're back in tabletop. And next, we're going to bring both of our feet to the out mat. So while we're prepping for Malasana, you find out how far your feet need to be away from you. And I'll turn, you don't turn, stay facing your mat. And you come into a low squat. Your heels can be off the ground, or they don't have to, whichever is comfortable to you. And bring your elbows inside of your knees so you can use your elbows to push them out in hands in prayer position for Malasana. Another great hip opener. And remember, yoga is a balance of strength as well as flexibility. Everybody has both, and everybody's on a different space in that continuum. So everybody's finding the right balance that they need for their bodies through yoga. You're doing great. I know your hips are feeling this right now. It feels so good. All right. Now we're going to take our hands in front of us and stay in a slightly squatted position. You might want to move your feet in just a little bit. Might hear some snap, crackle, and popping. So we're going to try crow. I say try because we're just going to try. We're going to play with it. There's lots of different ways you can do crow. So after you bring your feet in, still have your arms inside of your knees, but really your triceps are going to be on the insides of your knees. You're going to take your palms, put them on your mat, and you're going to lean forward. Your feet can still be on the mat. Remember I said we're going to play. So as you lean forward, you're using your triceps as a shelf for your knees, inner thighs. And if you feel comfortable, you can bring one leg or one foot off the mat. And then you can lean back. You can take the other foot off the mat just to play and see how it feels. And if you're feeling froggy, you can try to take both feet off. It may only last for a minute or a second, but that's okay. We're playing here, right? And this is a great arm strengthener because you're putting all your body weight on those triceps. So just try crow one more time, and then we'll move on to our next asana, our next pose. All right, you can bring your feet back down onto the mat, bring your hands back down onto the mat. And since you're facing the front of your mat, you're going to come to a comfortable seated position. And you're going to lay down on your mat. Feet should be at the front of your mat. And we're going to bend our right leg. Take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toe. We're doing head to knee. Outstretch that right leg. Keep your left leg as straight as you can. You can even put your left hand on your hip, or you can just lay it down beside you. Yogi's choice. And you can also keep a bend in your right knee if you need to. So what we're going to do is sit here for just a moment to get our bearings in head to knee. And you want to pull down with your right hand, your right peace fingers, towards you. Then we're going to take that right leg and we're going to guide it to the left. So it's crossing over your body. You can outstretch your left hand on the floor. You're rotating over. until your foot hits the floor. Remember, your leg can be bent. Nice stretch for your lower hamstring. Might feel it in your calf. You also might feel it in your shoulder. It's a great stretch. Reclaim your grip if you need to. And we're going to roll back over. So go back to your neutral position on your back. I have to maneuver a little bit because I'm really close to the wall. And we're going to take it over to the right. My wall is in the way. You can move. So grab hold of that big toe. If you lose it, just try it again. It's a great stretch on your left side body. Remember to breathe. Then we're going to bring that right leg back to center again, how best you can. And we're going to release it. Feel a good stretch in that right hip. Now we'll do the same thing on the left side. So we're going to use our left peace fingers, grab from the inside that big left toe, and stretch that left leg out towards the ceiling. Then we're going to take that left foot across our bodies towards the right. Slowly. Feel in your left shoulder, feel in your calf on that left side. Then we'll bring it back to center. Then over to the left. Go slow. And you can keep a micro bend in that knee if it bothers your knee to keep it that straight. Then we'll bring it back to center as best you can. And we're going to release our left foot down on the mat. I'm going to move back on my mat. All right, take a moment to feel. Where have you felt the most stretch? Where does your body need more attention? Take note of it. Next slide, both of your feet so the soles of your feet are on the mat and your knees are bent. And we're going to move into bridge. So, just when we're lifting at the hips towards the sky, slowly. And you can stay like this, or you can position your thumbs underneath your torso to give you some support. It's completely up to you. And remember to breathe. Make sure your feet are still facing and splay out. Make sure those knees don't splay out. And you're acting as if a thread is being pulled from your belly button to the ceiling. And you're pushing up. Then release to the mat. We're going to do it one more time. So on the count of 3, we're going to press our torsos through the sky to the sky. 1, 2, 3. Do it slowly. And you can hook your thumbs under your waistline if you want some more support. But make sure you're not collapsing into your arms and your hands. And you're pressing your torso to the ceiling. You might feel it in your glutes. Just a few more breaths. and slowly release each vertebra to the mat. Now, we're going to bring our right foot up. We're going to catch the outside, bring your left foot up, catch the outside of that foot, and position your hands underneath your feet. Your knees are bent. Hands are on the outside of your knees, how best you can manage. And we're now in happy baby. So you want to press down with your hands. You might even use each hand to rock from side to side gently. Do it really gently because you might just roll over. It gives a nice massage to your vertebra. Helps release the lower back. Just a few more breaths here. You're looking great. Then release both of your feet. Bring them, your soles of your feet to the mat, your knees bent. And we'll just do a easy windshield wipers side to side. So lean your knees to the left, then back to center, then over to the right. One more time each side. And one more time for good luck. All right, and when your soles are back on the mat, you want to stretch out your feet to the corners of your mat. The palms of your hands are going to face upward, but at a 45-degree angle. Palms facing up to the air, and your eyes are going to be closed. So we'll do a little bit of breath work, then a guided meditation, and then Savasana. So when you take your next inhale in, I want you to count to 4. So it's 4-part breath. And when you exhale, count for 4. So being really intentional about your breath. Focus on your breath. So we're going to take a deep inhale in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 2 on your own. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Next one, totally on your own. One more on your own. Last one. Fantastic job. Now for the guided meditation, I'll just walk you through it as we do it, and then we'll just transition into Savasana. So your eyes should still be closed. I want you to tighten your toes. Squeeze them real tight together, then release. Tighten the muscles in your feet, then release. And as best you can, tighten your legs and all those muscles. You might even tighten your glutes. Tighten them real tight, and release them. Ball your hands into fists. Release them. Tighten up your arms, which might require you to make a fist. Then release. As best you can, tighten your torso. Squeeze it really tight. And release. Shrug your shoulders to your ears and squeeze them really tight. And release. Scrunch up your face like you're really mad. Close your eyes really tight and release. And feel your body. Let go of the tension, the stress that you feel in your muscles and bones. Take a deep inhale to exhale into Shavasana. With your eyes still closed, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And with your eyes still closed, find yourself a comfortable seat with your hands in prayer position at heart center. And once once you've done that, we're going to take a deep inhale, only to exhale through the mouth. With our next inhale, then we're going to exhale in a one bija mantra Om. Deep inhale. May your light shine bright for all to see. Thank you for your practice today. Namaste. Thank you for joining Yoga and Meditation at the Atlanta Track Club's The Distance. And I was your instructor for this session, Dr. Aisha Wright-Burke, and it was my pleasure to be with you. Don't forget to join us tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, to join Olympian Rob Mullet for dynamic drills, as we have a session each day of the week at 8 a.m. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave it in the chat. I will hang around for a couple moments or minutes. And I hope you have a restful and wonderful Wednesday evening. Thank you again for joining us. And I can see you here next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Meredith. Hey, Natasha, thank you for joining. And also let me know if it worked with the headset. I tried something new. I tried it out a couple times in a different session. But let me know if you can hear the music okay. Thank you, Tawana. You are so welcome, Latoya. And Meg, you're welcome. Thank you, Latanya. Thank you all for coming. Wonderful. You're welcome, Meg. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Natasha. I appreciate the feedback. I'm glad it worked. Yay! You all are so amazing. Okay, thanks, Meg. Thank you so much. I'm glad it worked out well. Awesome. Thank you, Tawana. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Y'all have an excellent evening. And hopefully I will see you next week. I know I'll be here. Have an awesome evening. Oh, it's okay. Thank you for joining. I know I'd love to be on the big screen too. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Have a good evening, Meg. All right. TTFN. Ta-ta for now.